Hi everyone. So I wanted to share a verse with you that I was reading here in the Bible. I had heard another minister actually kind of touch base a little bit on a verse here with Matthew 14, and I was reading into it more. I was reading more verses before of what he was stating, and I just wanted to just touch base with y'all because I think this is something that a lot of us need to hear at this particular time of our lives, especially with how the world is right now with the coronavirus. Now, at this particular point, Jesus had already spoken to thousands of people. It was already the middle of the night. They were on a boat. The winds were starting to pick up. The water was becoming strong. The seas were going back and forth as the wind will do to the water. Um, Now, on Matthew 14, verses 25 through 36 is what we're touching base on today. It says here, about 4 o'clock in the morning, Jesus came to them walking on the water. They screamed in terror, for they thought that he was a ghost. Now, when when you place yourself into that kind of a position that you're in a boat, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, it's dark out, the only light that you see is from the moon, and you don't see Jesus there in the boat, you see Jesus is standing there with the water, you're going to become, you're going to freak out. You're going to think that he's already dead, that you're just seeing his ghost, you're seeing his spirit. um, so Jesus spoke to them immediately, and he said, don't be afraid. And Peter called to him and said, Sir, if it's really you, tell me to come over to you, walking on the water. So he goes, all right. The Lord said, come along. So Peter got over the boat and he started walking on the water towards Jesus. And when he started walking, he started looking around and he started noticing the strong water that was coming through and everything. And he became afraid, and he started to have doubt, and he began to sink. Um, Now I know a lot of people in life right now are probably in that same situation where they feel that they're walking down God's path, but they're having doubt, they're having questions, and they feel like they're sinking. They feel that they're going down and stuff, and then this is a very pivotal moment here when okay. So he said, boat. Okay. So Peter went over the side of the boat, and he was walking on the water towards Jesus. And then that's when he began to look around the water. He got terrified and he began to sink. So he said, "Save me, Lord!" he shouted. Instantly, Jesus reached out his hand and he rescued him. So he said, "Oh man of little faith," Jesus said, "why did you doubt me?" So even even though that Peter, that he had his strong faith and he was walking on the water, and he became or started to have doubt and he began to sink, Jesus was still there to save him. Jesus was there, and he still grabbed him and he still got him out of the water, and then he placed him into the boat, and then that's when the winds stopped. So even when we're having our doubts, it's perfectly normal to have doubt, Jesus is still going to be there to get us out of the water, and he's still going to be there to put us in his boat to where he's going to stop the winds, he's going to stop the water. And that's something that I think is what a lot of us need to hear right now. Now, God is always going to be there for us, and he's always going to be there to stop the storms, and we just have to keep our faith as strong as we can. We need to keep God first in our lives, even when God is silent, even when we can't hear him, if we can't feel him, he is still going to be there. And he's always going to be there to get us out of that water, and he's going to be there to put us in his boat, and he's going to stop the winds from going through. Now it says here, I'm going to continue forward on to with what we're reading here, and we're on verse 33 right now. It says, the others sat there awestruck. "You really are the Son of God," they exclaimed. They landed in Gennesaret. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that. The news of their arrival spread quickly throughout the city, and soon people were rushing around telling everyone to bring their sick to be healed. The sick begged him to let them even touch the tassel of the robe, and all who did were healed. Now, even with just that strongest bit of faith that you have, even if you just simply just touch it, just touch his robe, just barely even, you know, even if you have just that tiniest little bit of strength of faith that you may have, that God is still going to be there to heal you through whatever it is that you're going through. I've had God's faith all my life, and I've had times, many a times, where I was ill and sick, and my with my heart condition, that I had the open heart surgery. And you just have to have that faith. You have to know that God is going to be there to protect you, that God is going to be there to heal you. And even just that tiniest little bit of touch, just that tiny little smug of a touch, of faith, will will certainly allow God to go into your heart and to heal you from any sickness it is that you may have, um, to get you out of the situations it is that you have. Now, I just wanted to just share that those verses with you. I just wanted to give the interpretation it is that I felt onto there, and I believe that a lot of people needed to hear that, especially with everything that's going on in the world right now. I'm gonna come back again and place more videos of other scriptures. Again, I'm not a minister. I'm not ordained, but Jesus did say for us to spread His word for all to hear and for all who will listen. So I'm just spreading God's word. But I'll be coming back, making more videos, and thank you again for listening.